you know me, you know that I love introducing you to people that are making a difference in our world. So at this show, you meet the Rotary District 7610 District Governor, who strives to make the world a better place, using Rotary International theme, Be a Gift to the World. She and her husband are dedicated to spreading the district theme, We Are Family. Then I'll let you meet a manager of a unique transportation system, Northern Virginia Rides. They address the emerging needs of non-driving older adults. She will tell us how we can set up our own transportation system in our own community. Our last guest will give us the opportunity to dream about vacations. He promises to show us how to make a vacation affordable. So, do you have your seatbelts on? I do, because you're in for a fast ride here on Ingrid's World. So let's welcome our guests. Dr. Brown, pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Mr. Page, thank you for joining us also.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, first of all, we're talking about Rotary, and let's talk about what is Rotary.
Well, what is Rotary? Rotary is a service organization with more than 1.2 professional men and women who are leaders.
Wow.
Who identify a problem and they take action.
So I love it, and they take action, and that means so much. So tell us a little bit about your profession.
Okay, glad to do that. I am Janet Brown. First of all, a little bit about me. I hail from Mobile, Alabama. My undergraduate education at Alabama State University, on to University of Hawaii with an MSW, and then to Kansas State University with a PhD in adult education. So a little bit about me. I'm Alabamian and proud to be.
And proud to be. So Felton, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well first, I'm not from Alabama.
Okay.
I'm from New York, from Buffalo, New York. And I love cold weather and I love snow.
All right.
So they say opposites attract.
I love it, and a beautiful opposite at that. That's fantastic. And your profession, I was reading a lot about you, and you've had an illustrious, profession.
Well, I'm a retired military officer, and then I had a career with Department of Defense as a civilian, which I retired from in April of 2014, and now I am officially a retiree.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. But I don't really think either one of you are truly, particularly you, are retired, both of you.
Well, neither one of us are.
Neither one of you are retired.
No, we're busy because I have a business. I'm president and CEO of a company that does conflict resolution, working with families, working with individuals, and also a professional coach. And so it's a very enjoyable, I call it, peaceful conversations.
And that is so much needed. So now going back to Rotary, because I get so excited about, about what we do, and we're showing pictures about being the gift. Tell us a little bit about the gift, being a gift to the world.
Okay, President Robert Ravindra, who is the international president for Rotary, tells us that this is our time. Will never come again. He wants us to use our gifts and talents to make a difference, not so much for ourselves, but to further Rotary, to get people to know who we are, what we do, all the services that we provide, and so that people can connect with us. The services that we do in our clubs and our district. So it's so important that we use our gifts and talents.
So a person who's watching this, who should become a Rotarian?
A Rotarian should be anybody who has a passion for service.
I love that.
A passion for service, and wants to do good in their community, wants to do good in the world. That's who we're looking for.
That's who you're looking for, a passion for service. How long have you been a Rotarian?
Since 1994, and I was asked to join Rotary, and I've been involved 20+ years and just love it.
So Dr. Brown, I've been told that you have perfect attendance.
I do. Perfect attendance means that I
Wow.
go
What
all
does
over
that
the
mean?
world,
What does
all
that
over
mean?
the world, making up at different clubs, meeting people, meeting family members, connecting with people, doing service, and just having so much fun. I enjoy it. Rotarians are beautiful because we're all family. We connect. All family.
We're all
connect.
family. And I noticed that when you all interact and talk, you're both smiling at each other and you're talking about it. How has that impacted you? You are the first gentleman of the district. What does that mean?
Well, first I have to let you know how much the Rotary makeups really are important in planning our vacations. Because when we do go on vacations,
okay,
one of the first things we do, I don't care if we're in Portugal or Mexico, wherever we are, we look for where the nearest Rotary Club is so we can make up, so we can visit. And we've met some great people around the world doing that. And even had the opportunity to work on some international projects.
Yeah.
You're all over the world.
All over the world. No matter where we go, there is a Rotary Club. There's always a Rotary Club. There's always a family. There's always service. And we connect and we enjoy doing that. So we plan our vacations around Rotary.
Okay, so that inspires everybody out there. They're doing it, and they're doing it on their vacation. Wow, what an inspiration you all are. So I think you must also have a secret about how you balance this, you know, because I just can't imagine. I remember just having a very small, you know, function as being a president of my club. I can't imagine being the district governor. How do you balance all of that?
I'm going to let my first gentleman begin.
Well, it's not easy. It does take work. We have an advantage because both of us have retired from the federal service.
Beautiful.
And we both were in careers that were high stress, high profile, where you had to manage a lot of different things and things were time sensitive. So what we're doing now is just like an extension of what we had done in the past.
Beautiful.
And some of those lessons that we learned then pay off now in what we do.
So I want you to share some of those lessons with us, because I'm thinking that we see a lot out there, people who are watching it, who want to be like you, but they don't kind of like figure it out. So what's your message to people who are looking out there and trying to have a marriage that works and helps and you all pursue?
Well, a lot of times what you have to do is be willing to not stay in the traditional role of doing things.
Oh, I like that.
I will cook sometimes, even though I don't clean up the kitchen as well as Janet would like me to. But the point is, I do cook sometimes. And she does some of my stuff out in the yard. I won't let her touch my John Deere tractor, though. That belongs to me. But you have to have that mix, and you have to be able to do that, you know, and flow back and forth. When something needs to be done, you need to do it. I mean, I wash dishes and I'll
It's beautiful.
Wash clothes.
And we're talking back and forth. I'm upstairs, he's downstairs, we're shuttling messages back and forth. Wow. Review this, do this, and you know, it's just helpful to do that. Many nights we're doing things together, and it's just fun, you know. That doesn't mean that we always agree, but we agree to disagree. But this is the function, this is what we need to do, and we just get it done. And we enjoy doing it. I think he's enjoying Rotary. He's a new Rotarian as well.
And you're a new Rotarian.
As of January of this year.
Congratulations.
That's officially, but technically, I feel like I've been a Rotarian for as many years as Janet has been a Rotarian.
I bet you have. Well, because, you know, it is the partner. You know, you do it together, and that without question. I can definitely relate to that. So what's your advice for others that from your standpoint of how do you make it work from your perspective?
Well, what I would say on an individual basis, you need to make it work for you and for your marriage. Wow. Because sometimes it's different. You know, I think each of us, I don't have a formula to tell people, but what I can say is that look at yourself and how you relate to your mate. And just remember, that's your friend. That's your, you know, your confidant, your person that you're spending your life with, and you treat them as family, and you sit and talk, and we agree to disagree sometimes. Sometimes we really disagree, but then we realize this is what we need to get done, and we get it done. So I think that's helpful.
Well, it's been a pleasure having both of you here on the show. I hope we've inspired other people to be in Rotary and to seek out information at your website. And you've seen that in the wonderful PowerPoint that I believe that you prepared. So it's fantastic.
One of those responsibilities as well.
Does it very well. Well, coming up next, we'll be talking with the manager of Northern Virginia Ride. So please stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome to the show, Jennifer Kanarek. I'm so happy to have you.
Nice to see you.
Well, let's first talk a little bit about yourself, and then we'll start rolling in about Northern Virginia Rides.
Well, I've been in nonprofit management for about 15 years now. I have a master's in social work in community practice specifically, and more specific, working with older adults. I came to the Northern Virginia community about 2 years ago. After a stint in many places, but we're very happy to call Northern Virginia our home now and hope it will be for a long time.
Well, we're glad you're here, because I want to know, what is the mission of NV Rides?
So NV Rides was initiated about a year ago as a response to the growing need for safe and reliable transportation for older adults in our community. We're an initiative of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors Community Action Plan, the 50+ Community Action Plan. And the concept really is, the model is coordinated hub for volunteer transportation, which means that NV Rides is a program that works with community-based organizations who either have a volunteer transportation program or who would like to start a volunteer transportation program. And so what we do is through the program, what we do is we help these organizations build capacity, volunteer capacity, because all of our programs that we work with are in need of volunteer drivers, and I'm going to stress that continually throughout this interview.
Exactly.
But, so what we do as a program is we offer these organizations a free of charge internet-based ride scheduling software.
Wow.
Which would be very costly for an organization to acquire on their own.
Yes, it would be.
So what we do is we set them up with the software. It's very user-friendly, and what it actually enables the organization to do is their volunteers can log onto the system and they can schedule their own rides at their convenience and what makes sense for them, which takes away a little bit of the administrative work for these people who are running the volunteer driver programs. So that's one part of it. The other part is that we pay for all of the volunteer driver background checks for all of the organizations.
Are you serious? That means a lot.
Yes. You know, believe it or not, there are programs around that don't volunteer, don't do background checks, and what the concept of NV Rides is trying to do is create a standard across volunteer transportation programs.
Yes.
You know, because we're dealing with a vulnerable population, and people want to know that the person who's coming to get them has been fully vetted.
Exactly.
Also, we provide marketing and outreach support. Remember, a lot of the organizations that we work with, some of them are completely volunteer driven, and they don't have the time or the resources to really go out and do outreach. So we go out and we really try to raise awareness for the need for volunteer transportation as an option in the community.
Nice.
And also just general program support and tech support. You know, we are the sort of tech support for this this database that we're offering. And yeah, so right now we have programs operating in about 6 different parts of the county. We're involved with Shepherd Centers, if you're aware of Shepherd Centers. So Shepherd Center of McLean, Arlington Falls Church, Shepherd Center of Springfield and Annandale, Shepherd Center of Western Fairfax, which is a new Shepherd Center that just sprang up, and they're servicing areas of Centerville, Clifton, Western Fairfax in general. And we also work with Mount Vernon at Home, which is a village down Mount Vernon area. We have a program in Herndon that's run by the Herndon Village Network. We also have a program at the Reston Community Center.
Very good.
So Reston and Herndon are actually completely new volunteer driver programs that were started with the assistance of NV Rides.
Wow.
And they're doing great. They really are, you know, making a difference up there and offering a service that was not available before.
So what types of volunteers you need? You need drivers?
We need drivers. I mean, that's mainly, you know, a lot of our organizations could benefit from some, you know, volunteer, maybe sitting on a committee, maybe helping with events, but by and large, volunteer drivers are what organizations need the most, because you know, we've been successful in helping organizations add over 100 volunteers in the last year. But having said that, the client need is so much larger than that. It's so much greater. And we're finding that organizations, you know, they can't get to every client if they don't have the volunteer ratio to support that.
Right, right. So if a viewer is watching this and they're like, I love this concept, and we're showing the PowerPoints, you know, throughout this, what's their next step?
So they would contact NV Rides. We would be able to, if somebody is interested in volunteering, we would be able to direct them to the service provider in their area, in their community, that they would like to drive for. If somebody is in need of rides, they can also call NV Rides if a caregiver is watching this and says, you know what, I need a little bit of respite, I need a little help with my mom. You know, I'm local, but I can't leave work in the middle of the day to take her to a doctor's appointment. Then, you know, they can come through to us and we can refer them on to an organization that could help them out.
Wow, that sounds really good. And finding further information?
So we have a website, www.nvrides.org, and that will direct you to also directly to our service providers like Shepherd Center and Herndon Village Network and Reston Community Center. It'll tell you how to get there. Also, we have a Facebook page, NV Rides.
Nice.
If you're on Facebook, please check us out, like us, yeah.
So do you have, I mean, you're very new, what are some of the successes that you can tell us about, some of the success?
So I would say one of the biggest successes is really getting 2 programs started. You know, for example, Reston Community Center, the community recognized a need in the community, and NV Rides was initiated last year, and Reston Community Center was on board from the very beginning.
Wow.
And they were able to launch a program. I believe they're giving, on average, about 60 rides a month, which
60.
And it's growing. They have about 22 active clients right now who were not receiving transportation services before. In fact, I was speaking with a program manager over there recently, and she said that a woman came into the office and basically had the whole staff in tears, because she said how life-changing this was for her, because she was able to get to her physical therapy appointments. She didn't feel isolated anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because driving is such a big deal. I mean, here, we need it. Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're gonna wrap up this segment, but let's put it out again. What's your website?
www.nvrides.org.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, you are amazing. You're doing exactly what we need. And I'm hoping the next call that you'll be getting will be from Prince William County. Yeah. That would be terrific. Yeah. To really get that out there, because, as they say, that's one of the fastest growing populations.
Yes.
All right.
In fact, in Fairfax County, the county actually projects that between the years 2005 and 2030, the 65 and plus population is growing at 80%, as compared to the rest of the population, which is only 10 to 15%. So we're finding a trend that people are staying here, they're aging in place, which is the term, because you know, they helped build these communities, and they don't want to leave the community. They don't want to leave
it. It's a wonderful community.
Yeah. And transportation is really the key to staying independent in your home for as long as possible. So we're happy to be providing the service.
Well, continued success.
It's great to meet you.
Having you here on the show.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll be talking with Michael Pratt, the owner of Diamond Excursion. So stay tuned, because we'll be right back. Welcome back to Ingrid's World. I am your host, Ingrid Paris Hicklin. Now, let's meet Michael Pratt, owner of Diamond Excursion. Michael Pratt, thank you so much for being here.
I'm so glad that you're having me. Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit first about yourself.
Well, I'm a career educator, 20 years in education, both in Prince George's County Public Schools and in Charles County, so I have a love for serving kids. Actually, started getting into a little entrepreneurial spirit about 15 years ago, opened my own tutoring company because I still wanted to service kids, but at the same time, do it in a way where I could kind of benefit a little more.
Right.
But I also wanted to get another twist on life, a more quality lifestyle about getting out and doing a little more. So decided to take another little turn and started to become a travel agent, and it's really been fun for the last year.
So how long have you started this travel?
It's been about a year and a half
About
now.
a year and a half, wow. And so the reason why you started, you said you wanted a new twist?
Yeah, it's just another lease on life. You know, we work real hard, you know, and I love what I do. My full-time job is great, but at the same time, it does take away from our quality of life. You know, we're busy people. You know, and adults, that's the definition of being an adult, busy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, putting some things in place that would give that quality life back, give some time back, you know, because we're time broke. You know, and that was really my thing. Because even being out servicing children, I'm still out. I'm not home. I'm not enjoying the family, things of that nature. So started to put some things in place that'll give me that back.
In place. So, so you started it, and so how does the Diamond Excursion operate? How does
Well, I'm a travel agency, but it's an online booking agent, no different than your Pricelines or Expedia.
Okay.
We definitely, actually, we are a partner with Priceline, so you get dollar for dollar that particular price. But anyone in the world can get on my website, get the best online prices. Also can contact me if they want to do some specialized traveling, and I'll work those things out for them.
So you're the voice. I mean, I like all these different websites, but you're the real voice that I can actually...
Absolutely. You book directly through me, absolutely.
What was the first trip that you planned?
My first trip that I planned was to Las Vegas for a couple of friends. Since then, I've Puerto Rico, anywhere in the domestic U.S., but most of the Caribbean has been my experiences. One Disney trip.
Wow. So I wanted to plan a trip for myself. How would I do it?
Well, first of all, definitely know where you're going. Know your budget so you can make some good choices, but also just plan as far as in advance as possible. Big plans take big time.
Big plans take big time.
Yes, you know, you just want to make sure of seasons of where you're going, what you want to do when you get there, because a lot of that plays into how you go, what you take, where you go.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And so, how can I make it affordable? Because, like, you know, I have like a little budget, but you know, I can't blow it all. But
that's the thing. Again, planning in advance is definitely working with your travel specialists as far as what you really want to do, when you want to go makes a difference, because some places are season out of season. And again, just making sure you're dealing with a savvy travel professional who knows those sorts of things and to be able to help you through that. Because again, with that, with knowing the vendors, with knowing the destinations, we're able to navigate those things for you.
So what are some of the destinations that you now can go to, or can I just pick something out, or?
Sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit?
We are in the business of making dreams happen. So the thing about it is, you know, take that dream off the shelf, dust it off, let us know where you want to go, and we can make it happen. A lot of the team members that I work with, you know, we just had one come back from Dubai. We're talking about south of France. I mean, this is truly global. You know, while we like these staycations, sometimes you just want to relax, but most of us want that vacation. We really want that experience. Exactly. The experiences are what it is.
I do. I like that vacation. I love traveling, but then I sometimes feel as if I'm not doing it, I'm doing myself a disservice, because I'm doing all of it and I'm not a certified travel agent.
And that's another piece to it. And
so tell us a little bit about that certification that you have.
Well, one of the things that was introduced to me by a close friend in getting me into the business was just another way to bring in another stream of income in my part-time, but also to have fun while I'm doing it. So what we did was to align with the company that trains us. And we become independent business owners based on that. So we're able to access the whole travel space. We're able to speak with vendors directly, which give us, you know, insider rates, so to speak, but also give us opportunities to travel. Yes, give us opportunities to travel more and travel cheaper.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that. So, the sky's the limit. I can go anywhere. I can talk with you on the phone. Big plus for me, because, you know, I do. I have done lots of different trips, and it's like bringing the computer, you know. You know, and I do use a computer, but sometimes it's not your best friend, especially when the website goes down.
That's why you want to have a savvy professional, and then become savvy, because the thing about it is I've just been a year and a half in, and I've been able to learn so much about the world, about what it is to be in the travel space, to become certified in a lot of different things, in a lot of different spaces. I'm certified as far as being a Disney specialist.
Oh, a Disney specialist.
Yes, I am certified with our cruise line associations, all the regulatory associations. So they give us a lot more information, a lot
Did
more
I have
insight
Disney
into
written all over my face? Because like I love Disneyland.
Everybody does, and it's not just for kids.
It's not just for
too.
kids.
That's right.
I get so excited. I couldn't go the last year, and I was like so disappointed. I was like worse than any of the other kids. I was like, I can't go. What do you mean?
I understand, but it's one of that was the best places to go,
really
because
is.
they have so much to offer.
Oh my gosh. So what words of inspiration do you have for people who are sitting here, they're watching this show, and they're like, oh, I really would like to travel? What words?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I mean, the thing about it is we can plan it, but you got to take action.
Yeah.
Get that budget together, you know, because sometimes, you know, it is going to cost us depending on where we're going to go, but if we plan it out, it can be cost effective. You have a lot of different vendors that do deposit-based things, so you can pay over time. Ooh. But the biggest thing that I would recommend for anybody to do, especially if, like you, they're looking at travel up themselves, they understand, you know, what it goes behind the research. Do it for yourself. That's where you're going to get the biggest benefit. Become that certified agent. It's not a lot to do in order to become certified, and that it comes with the certifications. New certifications come, and that's where the cheaper trips come from for us as well, the insider trips.
Wow. Well, you have inspired me for sure. So I had to thank you for being on the show because I got excited about it, and I think I can now travel.
Great.
And I think I'll be giving you a call.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
So good meeting you.
Wasn't Michael Pratt a wonderful guest? And I thank all of our guests for being on the show. Traveling, 2 special ingredients for a wonderful life. My quote this time comes from Vincent van Gogh. I dream my paintings and I paint my dreams. So thank you for watching Ingrid's World, and don't forget to find us on Facebook for instant Ingrid World news, or see ingridsworld.org. Thanks for watching. Now where's my paintbrush so I can paint my own dreams?